But I'm also disappointed in you.
What?
Your boy signed and he never recognized it.
My boy Tyler Mott.
Yeah.
What did he sign again? Newsflash, Josh Allen. Jordan Whitehead is a Jet. And you
on
are
the
a
defensive side.
You are a Buffalo Bill. Right? There is a difference.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR podcast.
Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're less than 30 subscribers away from 200, so help us get there by the end of the month.
We challenge you guys. I bet you guys can't get us to 200 by the end of the month.
I bet you can.
So let's, prove Joven right here. But no, follow our Instagram, our Twitter, our TikTok, YouTube Shorts on the daily. So you guys definitely should subscribe. Get us to that 200. And audio, shout out.
Brussels.
Inside joke, if you know, you know. If you guys prefer to listen to it instead of watching it on YouTube, but we still prefer you guys to click the YouTube video, like it, subscribe, and then go listen to the audio platform, download it on whatever platform you guys choose, and then give it a 5-star rating, especially if you guys enjoy it. And before we continue on with the, pretty packed podcast today, we've got news almost everywhere. We dropped our first guest analyst video. Obviously, we had guests before, but we never really had an analyst. His name is Alex Adams. He's a sick guy, man. You guys better check him out. Behind the Play podcast, and Weekend Ball podcast on Raptors Republic. You'll check him out on there as well. We talked about the FIBA World Cup, specifically Canada basketball being the best country in North America. And the guy's a beauty. Make sure you guys check him out. So far, the support has been great. And we definitely look forward to bringing him back on, not just to talk about his journey, but like how we do our Derek and Jeevan and Bennett Paul / Ben podcasts. And we also might bring him on during the NBA season, upcoming FIBA, right? So he shares his thoughts, what he thinks about Canada basketball. And those of you guys are wondering, yes, we are now a basketball country.
Yeah, we are.
So definitely check that out. We learned a lot. I know you learned a lot because you didn't know too much.
Yeah, I did not know too much, like shout out the Scrub brothers. I did not know
Vancouver's own.
I did not know they were brothers. I thought there was only one person who was
Tommy Scrub and Phil Scrub.
Yeah.
And then make sure you guys check that out. FIBA, we're not gonna be talking FIBA much today. There's one big news coming out of FIBA, but not Canada related. So we're not gonna talk Canada basketball here. So make sure you guys check out those and our previous podcast episodes about that. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Overreaction, I guess Thursday, Wednesday when we're recording this, but last time we were in the middle of the afternoon games. So do you want to get into the big news and go Monday Night Football and talk what happened there, or do you want to just quickly recap Sunday Night Football?
We'll recap Sunday games. We'll start off with the earlier one in probably potential game of the year in Miami
after
Dolphins.
week one overreaction.
Miami Dolphins versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, obviously Miami was one of the favorites. We touted this game. Same thing with the Chargers in terms of at least going into the playoffs. We touted this game to be a key wild card game. Those of you guys don't know, based on our predictions, we both had Buffalo winning the division, but we thought the Jets, foreshadowing in a bit what happened there, Miami Chargers are like the ones battling for that, for the spots. And yeah, we didn't really get to watch too much because that's when we recorded the Alex podcast.
We saw the ending.
Tyreek Hill, I guess, fantasy legend.
I'm so happy I did not play him Tyreek Hill in fantasy this week. I would have definitely lost.
And it was Tua. I guess Jiu-Jitsu Tua is in.
Yo, Tua with this team is good, like really good with Tua. And they showed last year, and then now they showed this year. But yeah, I mean, Chargers, no problem offensively. Dolphins, no problem offensively. But the defense.
When it mattered most, Dolphins got the stop.
When it matters most, yeah. 2 sacks or 3 sacks on that final drive. On Herbert absolutely got, murdered. I swear, he got crunched all 3 times.
It's funny because, Herbert was 228 yards, which is not, it's a lot, but not for, Herbert's usually 300 guy.
I mean, the type of game.
1 touchdown, only 3 sacked.
It was an Eckler.
And 23 out of 33 completions.
It was an Eckler game.
Yeah, he got 16 rushes for 117 yards. But he's on the right now on injury watch. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a sick game.
Sick game, but like, yeah, Miami looks good. Issue with the Chargers is, what the hell are you doing, Brandon Staley? You are a defensive-minded coach, and I think you're playing man-to-man defense on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, no,
Like, how does that make sense?
exactly.
Does that make sense?
No,
No, because he is so fast.
not even just that. The whole team is right. Jalen Waddle,
Yeah, that's true too. Jalen Waddle is really fast.
Raheem Mostert's fast. You can give him a screen pass and he'll run a lot.
Yeah, no,
right?
but like Staley, like this is your third year. You're a defensive head coach, and all the issues have been defensively. So that just says a lot about you.
All right, moving on. That was very quick because this is what happened on Sunday, right? We're literally, when we're releasing this, we're going to be previewing Thursday Night Football.
It's legit Thursday. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
we don't really have to talk about the rest of the games. We'll do our
we'll
our
talk
disappointments.
the big
and stuff.
ones, right? The big ones, and another.
So let's get to the big one. Dallas Giants, and obviously, I don't think we have a fan base yet, but the small select that do, from our family and our friends especially. I'm not sure if we have any
You were wrong.
So
you,
far.
You were
Overreaction.
Very, very wrong.
Overreaction Monday.
Very wrong.
Daniel Jones has robbed the New York Giants of $40 million a year.
Yeah, I mean he went.
Danny Dimes isn't Danny Dimes.
He robbed them since he signed the contract.
Yeah.
But to be fair to him, he's getting cooked, right? The O-line didn't help, right? But no, Dallas defense is scary. Almost a single reason why I almost lost my fantasy this week, because they put up 35 points in my league. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Leighton Vander Esch, Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon Diggs. That's a scary bunch. It's a very scary bunch.
Yeah, no, obviously not a secret. I said the Giants will finish ahead of the Cowboys. I picked the Giants to win this game in our family pick'em. For that reason, because the Giants are home, clearly, I was at your soccer game and I'm looking at this. I'm like, all right, well, your game was meh. This game is meh. I'm stuck in the middle. I don't know what to do. But no, well, I still stand by my prediction, right? Like, they don't have to win both the games to come ahead of them somehow.
Yeah,
but it would help if they had split.
Tiebreakers are a thing.
Tiebreakers are a thing. But yeah, so far I look stupid.
MetLife.
But you also put him in the playoffs, so you kind of look stupid based on this.
This was MetLife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also put Seahawks in the playoffs and they lost.
Yeah, disappointment. Big disappointment there. So far, I'm getting proven right, kind of, even though I didn't officially put the Rams in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I think I should have picked the Lions over Vikings. I might have regretted my decision.
Yeah. We'll get into some disappointments in a second. But yeah, I mean, what's there to talk about? The Dallas defense carried. The offense didn't do much. Dak was like, man, like again.
Dak didn't need to do anything. That's the thing. Like, I can't blame Dak, but then at the same time, like, he didn't do shit.
But yeah, no, we don't need to go too much in this game. Whatever. New York, hopefully you guys step it up next week.
They play Arizona, they play Arizona.
When Arizona almost got a scared Washington away. But speaking of a guy that didn't have to do much in Dak Prescott, because he is obviously America's team's quarterback that gets a lot of...
He is the American quarterback.
Yeah. He obviously gets a lot of scrutiny on him, rightfully so at times. This quarterback, not so much. Josh Allen. And... I don't think... Okay, let's go. I'm going to pause it there. I think the more important story is Aaron Rodgers, so let's start off with that first.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, supposed to be like... This should have been probably the game of the week, right? Like, obviously...
It was still kind of a fun watch.
It was a fun watch, but
not in a high quality game.
Exactly, right? Like, we thought this was gonna be a high quality game matching the Giants,
like high scoring as well,
matching the Dolphins Chargers game.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, and I'm literally on the SkyTrain because I'm coming from work. I turned on my DAZN on my phone. No sponsor, not sponsored, but that's where I watch it, and. I'm like, okay, no, I opened up Twitter first, and I'm like, okay, what's happening? They're like, Aaron Rodgers down. I'm like, all right, maybe he's just like, he just got a heavy hit. Maybe it's a concussion thing. Maybe it's a rolled ankle, whatever. Again, no one diagnosed it properly either. Everybody thought it was all over the place, right? And as I know, he's out for the game. And the next day when you could see the pop, that's when you guys, if that was released the day before, people would have noticed otherwise. But his first drive, 4 plays, about 75 seconds on the field.
Yeah.
Of his drive.
4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and what in hindsight turned out to be a torn Achilles, completely
Yeah.
torn Achilles.
So
And
the play was Leonard Floyd getting into the backfield, sacking Aaron Rodgers. Obviously O-line, people blame the O-line as well, but Aaron Rodgers made a mistake here too, because I think he held on to the ball a little bit longer than he should have.
yeah, but like usually stuff like that doesn't tear your Achilles like on a tackle.
Yeah, like that
especially.
type of tackle, like you
Like
saw
that, you could tell that's something
You-
brewing for a while.
he had a calf injury, I'm pretty sure, during training camp. I think he had calf issues.
Or well, there you go, right? So
Yeah, so that's one.
like I'm not gonna blame him for the torn
Yeah,
Achilles.
obviously, but I'm just saying.
Because if not that play, maybe the next play. We don't know.
we don't
right?
know, right? And it kind of did look like his like ankle got like twisted up when I looked at
Yeah.
the play again. And and it was very unfortunate for him.
As
As a 39-year-old.
not even just a 39-year-old, like
And as
literally Jets fans, like I don't really believe in curses, like, but in
They
this
might
case
be.
I might have.
Yeah,
to.
no, but I'm just thinking of the player, like his
The player,
story.
it's all yeah.
Yeah, no, like his story. He's like a Hall of Famer. He wants one more ride, right? And he's at 39 and got a big injury.
Yeah.
And obviously he's saying that like he's gonna come back and all that.
Yeah. No.
He's strong and stuff.
Who knows, right? Because we've seen Kobe, right?
Achilles
Not
is
the
legit.
same.
Yeah.
Rudy Gay, not really the same. The two people I've seen that kind of come back from it, Kevin Durant, who's still kind of been injured after that too, and Brianna Stewart, and she's killing it in the
Yeah, but that's
W right now.
basketball. This is football.
No, I'm just saying in general because like it's still Twitch. The reason why I have a little hope, I don't think he's retired after this, right? I think he's gonna give it.
I don't think so either.
I don't know if he'll be the same guy. I'm not. We don't know. Time will tell. God knows that. I think he'll come back. Now, here's a good thing is it's not a running back, wide receiver type position, because we've seen standstill quarterbacks, right? Phillip Rivers,
Yeah.
literally, right? And Ben Roethlisberger, for example. Now, yeah, you need power. I mean, like, we're not football experts, right? Like, we would love to, if anyone knows a football analyst, I would love to come on our pod to talk about this. Let us know in the comments below, because we definitely want to talk a little bit. Like, yes, you need leg power for sure. Like, like we've seen Dan Orlovsky always break it down, right? Over at ESPN. But it is like you could be a standstill quarterback and he's that accurate. It's not like he's inaccurate, like freaking his counterpart, right? Backup teammate there, or any other quarterback, really, like Cam Newton, for example. Like his accuracy is one of the elite. He's one of the greatest talents ever. And yeah, look, I hope he recovers quick. Obviously, it sucks because he was looking forward to this moment. Jets fans, the NFL parody now, because all of a sudden. Let's be real. Like, I picked the Jets to finish second in the division. Now, like, obviously, after in hindsight, not the right choice. It should be Miami. And it's not because of how Miami performed. It's literally because of the injury.
Yeah, obviously.
So, yeah, it sucks. Sucks as an NFL fan. Sucks for Aaron Rodgers. And even like those fans that don't like Aaron Rodgers, they feel bad. Like some people saying that. Like, if you're not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers, you want to boo him to do bad as a performer, but not get injured and be bad, right? Did you see the clip? It kind of gives you a little memory of Raptors, Kevin Durant, where I think a bar in Green Bay was going to get free beer if they lose, the Jets.
Yeah.
And the minute he got hurt, they thought he was going to lose. But
And
they
they
ended
did,
up
yeah,
winning.
they did.
In hindsight, they ended up winning, which we'll get into Josh Allen, as I alluded to in a second here. But yeah, karma's a bitch for them, for sure. But yeah, no, it is very, very unfortunate. I was looking excited to see that division insane. Like, I would not have been surprised if any of those three teams won the division. And yeah, get well soon, Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully, it's an Achilles. It takes usually a year. Now, football players can be a little different because I think Adengbo had it. Dio Adengbo, he came back with less than a year. No, he missed 8 weeks of the season too. But yeah, either way, it's like the worst injury in sports. Like tearing your Achilles. Right?
All right, so like, yeah, I mean, just it sucks. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's terrible.
All right,
but like, now we're gonna go to the game a little bit.
Okay,
right?
so Sam Darnold. What I keep
Zach Wilson
comes in the game.
Comes into the game, and then it was clear that like the plays weren't for him. It was clear that like it was clear it was an Aaron Rodgers run offense, and they started handing the ball off to Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook a little bit more, which was the smart decision to do. But when Zach Wilson
runs backwards like 50 yards.
50 yards from field goal range, you kind of get worried.
Listen to Manning cast. And they're like, what is he doing? You're in field goal range. He's like literally a half at that point.
But no, like when it came down to some moments, Zach Wilson made some plays. I'll give him that credit, right?
Garrett Wilson
had an insane catch, don't get me wrong. But Zach Wilson made some completions where he did well. And obviously, there's a lot of the times we're like, okay, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm sure, you've played soccer. You may have, like, currently you're on the bench, but you might be thrown off, like, oh shit, I'm going in right now. Like, you didn't anticipate coming in, right? Like, it's the same thing here in any sport. Like, you don't anticipate, like, a backup goalie, for example, in hockey or even in soccer. Like, you don't anticipate going in because usually, especially with Aaron Rodgers, he's usually healthy, and yeah, like, he came in, he held it on because it doesn't help when your opponent's quarterback kind of gave you the game as well, which we'll get into in like a minute. But yeah, before we move on to the Buffalo Bills, Zach Wilson is the guy, confirmed by Robert Saleh.
Makes sense.
I'm not surprised. Canadian fans are like trending Nathan Rourke. And newsflash, if he didn't make the Jacksonville squad, he ain't starting for the Jets. All right? As much as we want this to happen, he could come in as a backup, sure, but
the greatest moment ever.
There's no chance. Like, he could get traded there as a backup. That's all I could see. But he ain't getting a number one opportunity. And then American fans are tweeting and trending Tom Brady. Now,
that's not happening.
If
either.
Tom Brady does happen, which is not going to happen.
It's not going to be to the Jets.
No. I'm just saying, which is not going to happen. Because, literally, the night before he was at Foxborough getting...
it was Tom Brady day.
Yeah, kind of. And then this also is a bad look on Aaron Rodgers. Imagine Tom Brady comes in, wins the Super Bowl. You're trying to catch Brady in legacy, even though you're never gonna catch it. But I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if that were the case.
Yeah, that's not happening.
The Jets have come out, I believe, I think according on Bleacher Report, that at least I saw it on there, that they're not pursuing him. Other quarterbacks, I'm gonna drop some list for you. Got Colin Kaepernick is hell no at this point. It's
Kaepernick, you got Cam Newton, you got Matt Ryan. Those are three off the top of my head. Nick Foles. Joe Flacco could come back.
So I have it here. SportsCenter posted this. Carson Wentz, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, Ben DiNucci.
From the XFL.
Colin Kaepernick, Joe Flacco. He knows this. Hackett's new, but I guess
he knows the Jets.
Bryce Perkins from the Rams. At least on this picture, Trevor Siemian, Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy couldn't.
But you also got to remember this, and this is where I saw it on ESPN Get Up this morning as well. Listen, out of all this one, I think the one that makes the most sense to be a backup could be Matt Ryan, but again, we saw Matt Ryan last year, and the old line is probably similar. And then the other one I would say, if you want mobility, would be Cam Newton.
But yeah, are you gonna throw? I think you're going vet with accuracy. That's where you're going here. Because Zach Wilson could run around himself.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to have a similar play style to Zach Wilson as your backup. So you need a vet guy. Matt Ryan makes perfect sense to me if he's down.
And the other name thrown out there was Phillip Rivers again. I doubt that happens.
Yeah, I don't think
and their Jets fans are petitioning for freaking Andrew Luck.
Bro, if Andrew Luck can come back to the Colts.
He hasn't played in 3 years. People got to realize that, too.
If you do think about it, I think Andrew Luck is the best option, but then...
people also got to realize he hasn't played for 3 years.
No, it's not even that, right? Shape. If he didn't come back to the Colts, he ain't going to the Jets.
And the Colts have his rights.
Huh?
And the Colts have his rights.
Like, trade him for Garrett Wilson, I'm down. I'm down to get Garrett Wilson for Andrew Luck.
No, but like, people gotta realize that Colin Kaepernick might be in shape. That's a different story.
Let him dream, right? Let the Jets fan dream.
No, but like, they gotta get spoiled here because they're already living a nightmare. You might as well keep the nightmare going.
No, they need
Andrew Luck.
They need some happiness, bro.
No
happy thoughts.
What happy thoughts of what? Like,
just fantasy world.
Then get shattered.
Huh?
Then they get shattered.
It's not even get shattered. They're just like thinking, like, what if we had Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck. No, here's the thing. Andrew Luck is probably not even working out. I've seen his pictures like at Stanford Day when he goes to Stanford, right? He ain't in shape compared to like how he was in the NFL. He hasn't probably thrown up proper NFL rep practice. Probably, I'm assuming he hasn't in like 4 years or whatever it is.
Who knows, yo? He's preparing to come back. I mean, obviously, I would love to see Andrew Luck on the field with the Colts, especially. But even if it's just in general. But it's never happening. But I'll let the Jets fans, live their fantasy. But it's not happening. It's more far-fetched than Tom Brady. And
okay, so before we get to Buffalo, there's also trade target. This is what I was gonna get into.
Yeah.
A name like Matthew Stafford.
No.
I'm just saying a name like Matthew Stafford popped up.
That was before.
Huh?
That was before Aaron Rodgers. If they didn't get Aaron Rodgers, they were trying to go
but
after
like
Stafford.
if the Rams want to get off a contract and the Jets are desperate because they're in a win-now situation.
I don't think after Rams week 1, I don't think Stafford.
Oh, I know. I don't think he'll get traded now, but there's still time. to the trade deadline.
It's not happening.
But I'm just saying that's a guy that if I'm the Jets, yes, I'll try to.
I'll try to get after
because who knows? We'll see what the Rams do the next 2-3 weeks. Maybe they just got a fluky win over the Seattle Seahawks, and that says maybe a lot more about the Seahawks and the Rams. But Matthew Stafford there, I wouldn't mind it because like the O-line might be slightly better than the Rams, and 2, he's accurate. He could throw a deep shot.
Matthew Stafford's won it all.
Yeah, exactly. And he has winning pedigree. I wouldn't mind Matthew Stafford going there. Any other quarterback on the top of my head?
No one really.
Gardner Minshew.
Huh?
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, it's not like anyone's going to help.
Everyone's a downgrade from Aaron Rodgers. We know that.
Stafford's the only chance.
But the one that will get you a winning chance for a Super Bowl is Matthew Stafford.
That's why, I said the Stafford is the only chance.
And then if you want like someone in to compete, I don't mind seeing like a Gardner Minshew trade happening. As much as Colts fans might love him, and
that's not happening.
He has a bromance with
that bromance is too strong with Anthony Richardson.
But realistically, that's the only realistic name I could see getting traded.
Yeah, that's it really. But let's move on to the Buffalo Bills. And let's stop terrorizing Jets fans. Okay. And
get well soon, Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully we get to see you, and this is not the end of your career.
Yeah, I'll start.
No, before you start, I'm gonna have a question for you quickly. Why is it that we talk about Dak, like I alluded to it, like Dak Prescott too much, and like obviously I picked Josh Allen as my MVP because I'm hoping what we're getting into gets cut down, but you don't see mainstream media talk about Josh Allen a lot. Because he's doing the same similar thing.
It's Dallas.
But
that's number one reason. Number 2 reason, Josh Allen did get bashed last year. He did get bashed more than, rightfully so. Dak. Obviously, no one's getting bashed as Dak. Dak is always number 1 target. That's obvious. We all know the reason why. And, Josh Allen, what the hell?
He was I guess I'll say was.
Is
Lamar Jackson back to being your favorite player?
Oh no, it's nothing to do with that. But yeah, no, I'm gonna start off with this. Go. Like I remember Manningcast. Peyton Manning said Josh Allen told me that he's gonna be a little bit more patient this year. He's gonna try to force things less. Like how he did last year where he forced it a little bit, and he tried to work on that. And it was going decently well until he had one throw. Then the first half. Forced it to Jordan Whitehead, right? And then another throw forced it to Jordan Whitehead. And then in the fourth quarter, so that was the first half, the second interception was in the second half. And in the fourth quarter, it was another interception to Jordan Whitehead.
He made Jordan Whitehead money.
Newsflash, Josh Allen. Jordan Whitehead is a Jet. And you
on
are
the defensive side.
You are a Buffalo Bill. All right? There is a difference. Right, and then the fumble didn't help either. He has been he is like Superman. He is like
that's why he's playing he's pretending to be a superhero.
It's not like it's a better Carson Wentz at this rate, in my opinion.
Listen,
because he can make plays. He made that play, touchdown pass, great play with his legs to Stephon Diggs. He made some good plays where he avoided pressure, rolled out, found a man, or took the run, right? He is still a good player. But there is one theme around Josh Allen since he's been drafted, which is turnovers. That is clear cut, and I don't know how you're going to fix it, but ever since Dayball left, he hasn't been the same. Because the last time he played with Dayball was the Chiefs game where we're like, the Bills defense needs to
game of the year.
Whereas Bills defense needs to apologize to Josh Allen for not getting him through 13 seconds. But now Josh Allen needs to apologize to the defense for last year and the first game this year.
Listen, the Jets defense has proved that they're all worldly, right? Like top 5.
Yeah, they're solid.
Interceptions fine. You should have not thrown those. That fumble was so bad. Like you fumble, like the snap comes, you fumbled it, whatever. And like to your point about the Superman mode, we saw, I don't know who was it, Anthony Richardson or whoever it was on a different game too. Same thing happened. They just laid on it. I think it was
Jared Goff in the Lions game.
Yeah, it may have been that one, and he just laid on top of it. He got up, but then the same thing happened because when you're getting up, you're gonna expose the ball a little bit, and it got punched out and got taken away.
Yeah, the third interception was a bad throw by him.
Yeah.
The other two ones, quickly gonna finish off. The first two ones, they're kind of like punts. So like they were downfield interceptions, so they're not like the worst. But that fumble and that third interception were like killers, right? And like all turnovers are not equal, right? The downfield ones you could kind of live with because they're like punts, right? They're not really gaining any field position. But at the same time, you're up by 10 points. Why are you giving them extra possessions?
Yeah. Obviously, week 1 overreaction. Clearly, I'm hoping this isn't just the anomaly and he learned from it, because
Same, I really am.
going back to that Colts game, not making it about the Colts, but I'm saying like this happened after I found out after we finished recording Sunday for Monday's pod. The advice that Trevor Lawrence gave to Anthony Richardson, because Anthony Richardson was playing like this too, like in terms of like bulldozing people, running wise. And Josh Allen does the same thing. Like he's trying to hurdle people, make a spectacular play, which overshadows the interceptions. I guess that's why it's not talked about as much compared to Dak Prescott, because Josh Allen, for example, does look like Superman at times. But the problem is what Trevor Lawrence said. It all adds up. And the funny thing is, Trevor Lawrence was drafted after Josh Allen, so Josh Allen should know this, and he's acknowledged it. But yet he did the same thing.
I think he had
it's like a different Josh Allen goes on the field.
I think he had an elbow
off the field.
I think he had an elbow issue last year.
Yeah,
probably because of the hits. But I mean, the number one issue is he's so good. He's still gonna be good. It's just mistakes, right? And the more you make him, the more shit you're gonna look, because he is. We all agree that he is up there in quarterback rankings, right? But the more mistakes you make, the more ugly it looks.
Listen,
and his plan, and for him, he just gotta stop making it ugly. Stop making it. Minimize those mistakes. It's as simple as that. But it's a hard thing to do just because the mistake is turnovers, and it's kind of comes down to decision making.
Justin Herbert's on the rise. Jalen Hurts is on the rise. We already dropped him for Joe Burrow, right? If he's gonna keep doing this, it's gonna be bad, because it's like in life, you take risks, they pay off. You're gonna keep taking those risks, even though you might have a close call, but you're gonna still take a risk. He's doing the exact same thing, and he won't realize. And hopefully, this is the wake up call of what. Let's just say he does those, and the interception, Jordan Howard drops one of them, or somehow miraculously, if there was a wide receiver there, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, whoever it is, makes a miraculous catch, saves them from that. Oh my God, what a throw by Josh Allen, right? That's what's gonna happen. And the more he's gonna do it, that's what I think he's like in Punjabi Chamalaya. Like that's what he's like that, right? It's like he's kind of spoiled with that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna get punished for it. Maybe he could, and then let's just say, good thing they also lost, because guess what? Zach Wilson, on the other hand, was losing. Throws that Garrett Wilson saves him in a way. It could be a good placement catch as well. Good catch, good throw, whatever. Now he lost the game to a division rival, to a team that lost its star player. Hopefully this is a wake-up call, because when we get hit with something, we take it as a wake-up call. This is the same moment for Josh Allen, and we'll see what he does when he plays the next elite, especially the next elite team he plays.
This loss might be the biggest moment in the Bill season.
Yeah.
And biggest moment for Josh Allen. And I mean, he's already leading the league in interceptions and turnovers. And as simple as this, like, he's so good, but he's so dumb at the same time.
Because of this, I'm still sticking with him as my MVP, because I'm hoping he learns from it.
You hoping he wakes up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, another thing, probably one final thing.
Yeah.
Diggs wasn't happy, right? Diggs, like, the window of opportunity might have slipped. How much is it like he's just trying to get the balls to Diggs to,
because of the preseason shit?
Yeah, because of the preseason stuff. And number two is how much is like, okay, maybe he's like, yeah, the window of opportunity did slip. Maybe you gotta make, I gotta make these plays work in order to, be that team again.
Pressure's on for sure. Like, I think he's the most pressure next to Lamar eventually to win a Super Bowl, right? Because Joe Burrow's at least get to the Super Bowl. Not even win it, get to the Super Bowl. Because at the end of the day, Burrow hasn't won it, but he got to one and beat him on the process. Like you mentioned last...
He didn't beat him in the process.
Joe Burrow beat him.
No, he didn't.
Last year.
Oh, last year, but like Joe Burrow
didn't get to the Super Bowl. I mean, like, he beat him. Sorry, I mixed up words. He did beat him to go far and almost made the Super Bowl last year. And then the year before, he did make the Super Bowl. Yeah. Again, that one, you don't have to blame Josh Allen too much, because you alluded to the defense and the special teams.
Game,
yeah. But no, I meant to say he did beat him last year for a chance.
Yeah, he did beat him last year. Yeah, outplayed him.
as you mentioned, I think last week or the week before when we were doing our predictions, Ken Dorsey, right? Like and you alluded to it earlier, that change. How much is it because Ken Dorsey has different route running for the wide receivers, right? How much is it different schemes? Why are we not using the running back more? Why is he superhero mode? Why didn't you go out and convince Dalvin Cook to come over? Why didn't you go out and make a big trade for Jonathan Taylor? Or now Kareem Hunt is available if you don't trust James Cook.
And get a second option as well.
Yeah, so DeAndre Hopkins was there. I don't know what happened with that. Von Miller was on Pat McAfee saying, yeah, we might be close. Obviously, it didn't happen. And I don't know how much Hopkins is kind of regretting his decision if there were other options, but that's a different story. But yeah, I know, like, to your point, I think he's trying to make Diggs happy this game. And guess what? He kind of did. You're happy because he got points out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy points out of that to win. But
I
feel like it's a little bit of both, right? Like, I feel like Dorsey's involvement plus him trying to make Diggs happy because Diggs kind of, like, reportedly, allegedly threw a fit in a way.
But
and OTAs type of thing.
I don't think it's like a fit where, like, he wants to leave. I think it's a fit where, like, our opportunity is gone now, right? Like, the AFC is better than ever.
Yeah.
And it's getting better than ever.
QB's on the rise.
You got Richardson and Stroud from the rookie class. You got Lawrence, who's there now. You got Herbert, who just needs a competent coach and defense. You got Burrow's already there. Mahomes been doing it.
Lamar's back.
And if he stays healthy.
Watson,
and if Deshaun Watson could refine his form, which he still hasn't.
Tua. In his own division,
and
right?
Tua. And then Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, this is what...
as well, but like next year.
Yeah, but this is what teams are made of, right? And this is a true test. And I'm hoping this is just a wake-up call at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I want to finish the last thing off. I forgot to mention it during the Aaron Rodgers thing. It's a big, big topic, and about the turf, not just at MetLife, but in general. Every David Bakhtiari, obviously former teammate of Rodgers, went off today, and an NFLPA reportedly wants grass. Ryan Kelly, who's part of the NFLPA representative of the Colts, was asked. He's like, I forgot what he said exactly, but he's like, my thoughts. Like, this is where the injuries happen. How much of it was a turf? We play on turf now. Our turf shouldn't be as the turf we play on isn't like the elite turf they play on. So it's crazy that we play on like shittier turf. You pulled your back literally that one practice, and like you went to kick a ball around. And I don't know, you feel the turf, right?
And hamstring
exactly.
as well.
And the players are also annoyed because FIFA World Cup in 2026 is in North America.
They're getting grass fields.
Every stadium that they're playing on is getting grass fields. And the players are like, okay, well, we literally play for your team and you don't give a shit about us then. But all you care about the money, clearly. Which is true. The owners care about the money. Is it time for the NFL to finally force grass fields? Because these billionaire owners are billionaires and could afford to maintain it.
I think Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has grass, right? When NFL goes there.
In Munich and everything, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So those are probably their favorite games, I'm guessing.
Probably, minus the travel.
Turf, as a kid, I was like, okay, I don't understand this difference, right? Now that I'm playing on it, okay, I was like, I'm sore, right? I feel some, like, mini nagging pains.
Perfect example. Your home field is grass.
Yeah.
You played on turf, like, for example, this past weekend. Like, you notice week in and week out, 1 week you're on grass, the other week you're on turf.
I practice on turf too, yeah. Huh?
Do you feel a difference?
I don't feel as sore. Okay, remember our tournament?
Yeah.
Right? And we played 6 games, all on turf.
Yeah.
And I told you that I feel like my right hamstring just been sore.
Yeah.
Right? And it's been sore. Then I had a practice, which was on grass, and then I hurt it a little bit more. Right? Where, like, I couldn't move for, like, about a week.
Because you literally went, like, 2 days later.
No, it was, like, 4 days.
Or
2 days and 4 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, I don't think if I played 6 games on grass, I don't think I would have felt that soreness.
Because the cushion, in a way.
Yeah, I don't think I would have felt that soreness 3 or 4 days later than it actually was.
Because, like, for us here is obviously different. Like, turf for us, that's where the lights are. It's weather. We get it. Where we live, that's the case. But these guys are different. Like, a lot of them, some of them play in domes. Some of them literally play on outdoors, and you see how Buffalo weather is in the winter. So, yeah, like, honestly, get to grass, because like turf you also slip a lot more. You can't say that grass you're gonna slip more.
Bro, remember
injuries.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, like I don't know if that was grass or
Everyone was
turf either,
slipping.
but yeah.
Everybody was slipping.
Yeah, no, I think it's time to look at it because a lot more injuries are happening, and there's something called turf toe, which I don't really
Turf
haven't
toe.
experienced.
Yeah,
but
a lot of people have it. A lot of
Yeah.
people get it.
so moving on, I guess that's our thoughts of the thing before we get into week one.
Week 1, week 2
Disappoint-
transition type thing.
Last news, I guess all it took was losing to the Lions because Chris Jones is back, but only for 1 year still.
But it's like a more incentive
Yeah.
base. So if he does well, which he usually does, he could end up getting more money.
Revised 1 year deal reportedly up to 25.17 million. So he got it done. He was set to enter the final season at 4 years, 20 million or 80 million extension. He was due 19.5 million this year. So he's gonna get 1 million for 35% playing time, 1 million for 50% playing time, 1.25 million for 10 sacks, 500K for 15 sacks on top, 1 million for first team All Pro nomination and Super Bowl appearance, 2 million for Defensive Player of the Year award and Super Bowl win. So these are the incentives added on, I guess, to it.
Yeah, so obviously overall that makes him higher paid than he was last year. And it's not like the Chiefs defense did bad, but at the end of the day, you're like, okay, you're pumped up. Like, coming off a loss, you're feeling down and everything. And you're like, yo, we got Chris Jones back.
Yeah.
Yo, we might get Travis Kelce back. And just like that, the mood switches. Kadarius Toney might actually catch a ball. And yeah.
I still think they need to get another receiver because I don't trust Tony like that. But no, we did our power rankings. Obviously, we have a slight difference there because I based mine off of
Jones and Kelce.
No, not even just that. Like Super Bowl, more so who's the best team based on my preseason ranking and then Super Bowl. We're not gonna spoil it here. Check it out. It's already out on our shorts, TikToks, Instagram. It's all there. You guys could yell at us. Some people are. Some people are defending me. Some people are defending you.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the most part, we had the same 5 teams except that one. I guess that's all we're gonna say. But yeah, Chris Jones is back. Good to see, and let's see if that makes a huge difference compared to the Detroit game.
All right, moving on for more NFL stuff. We'll just quickly, this is kind of like a transition from week 1 to week 2, right? And yeah, so we'll just start off with week 1. Who was your biggest surprise team?
Obviously, I have options, right?
But you gotta pick one.
I know. I'm just gonna think out loud. Giants clearly for me was one of them because of what I said, but I'm not putting them up there. Seahawks also. These are like honorable mentions for me.
So doing like a bad surprise?
Or is it a surprise or is it
Like a surprise team?
Oh, that's easy. Green Bay.
Yours is Green Bay?
Green Bay.
Why is that?
Did not expect it.
Really? You expect Jordan Love?
Did not expect
Are you
it.
in love with Jordan Love?
Not. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch that game much, but just seeing the score and what he did, yeah. I mean, Green Bay, very surprised for sure. I think I know where you're gonna go based on I'm looking at the scores here, but I think I'm going with Green Bay.
I have 2, but I am gonna pick this team because I have been shitting on them a little bit more. I had the Buccaneers as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going with the LA Rams.
Exactly.
I am definitely going with the LA Rams. Stafford balled out. Aaron Donald is in nightmares.
Oh my God.
Is in the nightmares of Geno Smith still. I think he might be waking up in the middle of the night saying,
Tutu.
oh my God.
Shout out Tutu and Puka.
Puka Nakua. What a legend.
Name.
Tutu Atwell has been in the league, but Puka Nakua.
I forgot Van Jefferson's still there.
Yeah, Puka Nakua, 5th round rookie, balled out 119 yards. And what the hell just happened?
Safe to say that Stafford knows his teammates now.
I think Stafford finally connected with his teammates.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But no, a lot of that is also, like from what I heard, and my buddy's a Seahawks fan, shout out to him, big supporter. And I was listening to, I think, Halford and Bruff, I don't know who they had on. Not enough pass rush from them. Like, they don't have, like, the guy.
From Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
That's why, like,
they are
Stafford
more,
had all day to throw.
Yeah, they are more secondary better than they are pass rush. I think they might need Jamal Adams healthy because they might need him to play D-end.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, it was simple. It was the Packers.
All right. Most disappointed team.
So, thinking out loud, like I was saying, throw out the Bears out there, throw out the Giants. You could throw out the Bengals. Seahawks, like I mentioned, but I'm sticking with the Bills. I'm sticking with the Bills. Aaron Rodgers goes down. Josh Allen with 3 interceptions. You didn't expect that. I mean, I guess you could have expected it, but like you would have expected an improvement from last year. But no, he had 4 turnovers and should have won that game. Divisional game, and you guys lose it on a freaking rookie, 5th round rookie or undrafted rookie doing a punt return in overtime. And that's how you lose the game after leading to a team that had Zach Wilson. So yeah, Bills are my disappointment.
All right, I could agree with you. I do agree with you. I can't say anything wrong about that. Bills are definitely there. Giants are definitely there, right? Bears, I had actually thought they were gonna win.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati Bengals, what the hell did you just do? Right? Are you guys that scared of Cleveland? Because I don't think they have performed against Cleveland very well.
You see Myles Garrett crossing him up.
Myles Garrett doing crossovers on your O-line. What is going on?
Was it? I don't know if it was AQ Shipley on Pat
Jamar
McAfee
Chase
show.
said it best. You lost to a bunch of L's.
AQ Shipley was saying if I see Myles Garrett do that, I'm calling timeout instantly and be like, what the hell?
Bro, he was about to cook, and he definitely cooked.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Why did the O-line suck for Joe Burrow every time?
I don't get it.
Increase it? They released Lyle Collins apparently.
Yeah, but
because of injury, he was on PUP.
Yeah, and you added Orlando Brown, you had Alex Kappa. I mean, are they not doing enough? Is it Zach Taylor's protection schemes? Is it Joe Burrow's, freaking communication with the center off or something? But yeah, no, 83 yards for the second best QB in the league, in my opinion. My pick for MVP is not looking good for me right now, I would say. And Jamar Chase, I don't know what the hell he did. T. Higgins, 0 receptions, 0 yards. And Joe Mixon probably got minimal rushing yards.
Yeah, overreaction. I don't think it's going to be worse, but my overreaction to this, keep this up, and my prediction of Zach Taylor might be true. But I don't think it's happening.
It's not a prediction.
Huh?
That wasn't a prediction. That was your hypothetical situation.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that situation might actually happen. But no, Joe Burrow got a haircut. He's like, times like this, you need a haircut.
Yeah, I guess.
And
Joe Burrow
we'll
knows
see,
best.
Right? Who are they playing next?
Ravens.
So the tough game.
It's a
Let's
tough
see,
game.
right?
But yeah, all right, we're gonna transition to week 2. Quickly, I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. Who's your pick for Phillies and Vikings?
Philly,
Pick and score it. Just
I think Bradbury's out, and I think Gainwell's out. But
just don't put too much thought into it. Just whatever's in your head.
Huh?
Philly, just to score.
They're still kind of disappointed in that.
Yeah, but a score prediction.
Okay, I don't know.
Just pick one, right?
I think Vikings will bounce back for sure. I think it might be closer than people think. So I'm gonna go 27-21.
Yeah, I'm going with Philly.
I don't think it's gonna be high scoring.
I'm going with the Eagles again, but I think it might be a 31-28 type of game.
Yeah.
So that's the Thursday night game. Those are predictions. If the Vikings win, then you know why, because we both picked the Eagles.
Fucking put a jinx out there.
But yeah, favorite game to watch, a game you are very interested in for week 2.
Yeah, 1 second, I'm pull it up. I think off the bat is that one not this one, sorry, the Ravens Bengals. But outside of the Colts, obviously I don't, because it's about
outside the Colts. Pick one.
Game I'm excited to watch will be the Ravens and Bengals or the Chiefs Jaguars.
I said pick one. You picked
I know.
2.
I'm saying it's between the two, and I'm gonna just go with the Ravens Bengals.
Yeah, give your reasoning. What do you think is happening?
I think bounce back game for Joe Burrow. Let's see what's gonna happen. Obviously the Ravens played a weaker team in Houston, and Lamar kind of had a horrible pick, I think it was, and but Zay Flowers kind of helped out there. They lost, and we didn't mention it last time, J.K. Dobbins for the year.
Yeah.
So that's a team that potentially Jonathan Taylor or Leonard Fournette signs to, or Kareem Hunt, right? Or anyone that has or DeAndre Swift, who's a backup right now there. But yeah, it's a divisional matchup. Winner gets division in a way still, depending on what happens with Browns and Steelers. But it could be 1-1, it could be 2-1, 1-2. That's simple as that.
What's your pick for that game?
I had Ravens.
All right, I picked the Bengals because I think the Bengals really do well against the Ravens.
Yeah.
But yeah, but for me, I'm heading to the NFC. Lions, Seahawks. Definite wild card could come down to this game, right? They're obviously Lions have more chance of winning division than Seahawks do, But yeah, no, are the Seahawks gonna bounce back, or is their offense gonna click again? Lions defense is legit. They proved it against the Chiefs, even though it's without Travis Kelce. But at the end of the day, Jawan Taylor was getting false started every time because he was that scared of Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And but can this Lions offense do something? If the Seahawks have no pass rush, Goff should be able to cook with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that O-line, Lions O-line is really good. They're top 5 in the league for sure. And yeah, ultimately, I think I picked the Lions for this game.
I picked the Seahawks.
And yeah, then I think it's gonna be a close game, close tight game.
Okay, so next up is the player matchup. You said.
Yeah. So what player matchup you gonna look forward to?
So going back to the Chiefs Jaguars here now.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, L'Jarius Sneed.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I think that's the top of my head. I'm thinking out loud. I'm looking through it, but I think that's the biggest one I could see. Yeah, I think that might be it. Aaron Donald versus Trent Williams, like always.
But Aaron Donald would be more with the guards.
Yeah, but you could scheme him to the outside. But
I think the whole point is not to
Raheem Morris is still there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right? I think the whole point is not to do that. Try to get Aaron Donald the weakest guy.
I guess that there's two. For me, this is between two. I'm thinking out here. The one I just said, Calvin Ridley, L'Jarius Sneed, or it's gonna be Pat Surtain. Sorry, not Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain versus Terry McLaurin. That's a good one. I'll like that one more actually. I was thinking Jets, Cowboys. I was thinking Garrett Wilson and Trayvon Diggs or Stephon Gilmore. But honestly, now that I look at this, even though I don't care about the matchup really, because it might not be a great matchup. But for one of the in my opinion, one of the most underrated.
If you're just looking for 1v1 reps,
that's the one. If they're on each other, if he's guarding McLaurin,
and it's 1v1,
Pat Surtain versus McLaurin, that's elite. I think that's one of the elite ones in the thing.
I'm going a little bit more O-line, D-line.
Big man balling, Marcus Spears.
But yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs Jaguars.
Okay.
Josh Allen versus Jawan Taylor, former teammates as well, and I'm bringing up the Jawan Taylor meme again. False starting all over Aiden Hutchinson. Will he do it again against Josh Allen? The thing with the Lions is they never really called it, right? They never they never went to the refs.
The last one or
something. They never went to the refs like, yo, this guy is, you gotta take an extra look on this guy.
I think after the video came out, I think they literally called everything on Sunday games, I think.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a fun one because Josh Allen is the Jaguars' best pressure guy, and the Chiefs' O-line did take a hit compared to last year, but they're still very good in the interior. But that matchup is gonna be one that I think could determine that game.
Okay, so I think that's it for the coverage. So last thing I did mention, we're gonna try our best to read some comments. We only got one when we asked the question of who your favorite team is. So at Vierdolku 1140, I think I know who you are, but I will just keep that a secret right now. Chiefs on top. Now this is what we before the Chiefs Lions game happened.
Chiefs lost.
I'm guessing he's a Chiefs fan. That's what I asked. Who's your favorite team? So new question for you guys. Who's your favorite player to watch or who's your current favorite player in the league? Any position, doesn't matter. Joven, go.
Current favorite player. Anthony Richardson.
Okay, not a Colt.
Not a Colt? I mean, it was Julio for all this time, so I'm like, I never thought of anything else. But I really like Calvin Ridley just because he was under Julio. And another guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm a wide receiver guy. I love wide receivers. And those are probably my two.
For me, it's me, DeAndre Hopkins. That's he's wide receiver wise number one. I think it's him. It's tough, right? Because positional is I'm a huge Shaq Leonard fan, obviously, but I'm not picking a Colt. For me, if you're going two, I'm going D-Hop, and now I'm going Justin Herbert. It was Deshaun Watson. I'll say it and I'll openly admit it before all the drama came out. As a quarterback, I'm still once upon a time was a fan. Now he sucks. So
he does suck.
Right now he sucks. But if he goes back to old Deshaun, we'll see. But I probably won't because of the whole drama. But Justin Herbert. Simple as that. I think for me, it's him and D-Hop if I have to go.
Yeah.
Especially that combo would be sick in general.
That's a sick combo.
All right, so you guys, comment you guys' favorite player, any position, any player. You're going to give multiple. Go ahead. Let's see the comments. You might get onto the pod. All right?
Yeah, you can make it onto the pod. And yeah, so that wraps up NFL. It's quite a long bit for NFL.
I mean, hey, it's opening weekend. We got overreactions.
But yeah, so let's move on to quickfire topics.
All right. First off, let's just go with soccer. Soccer's coming back. We're gonna keep it quick. We're not gonna talk about Manchester United today. Don't worry, guys. But you guys better step it up this weekend.
I swear to God.
But no, it's Paul Pogba, former Man United player. Again, we're not talking about Man United though.
Still found a way to get Man United in.
We have to get it in. It's in our blood. We have a flag or scarf up there for a reason.
I swear to God, if I lose sleep over you guys again.
But no, the reason why I'm talking about Paul Pogba, he's kind of been in the news after he left Man United for a while, right? First up, it was like his brother drama with the whole like witchcraft shit that's going on. His brother is kind of like part of a different gang, or I don't know if it's a gang or whatever the case may be.
There's some weird story.
There's some
about
weird
that.
stuff going on for money, according to Paul Pogba. He's scared like somehow Mbappe is involved. I don't even know. But this one's a little different. He got tested positive for having testosterone, extra testosterone on him, and it could be ban him for about 4 years.
4 years, wow.
It's 4 years. That's the one that caught me. He's saying that it's from the supplements he took. And
so it's like an accidental type take.
That's what he's claiming.
Yeah,
like, that's what didn't Will Fuller say the same thing too?
Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, as well.
I don't know if
Fernando Tatis, I think.
No, I think Tatis kind of admitted it to it.
Like he actually did it.
Like he's saying like he made a bad decision or whatever.
Oh, but I know DeAndre Hopkins was like
he failed a doping test due to supplement source.
Yeah, I think
and could face a 4-year ban. He's already an injury-prone guy.
Hasn't played much.
Had a good start. Maybe that's why. Yeah, provisionally suspended over testosterone.
Yeah.
So, Pogba, is he still your favorite player now?
Bro, I loved Paul Pogba, but he might have had probably one of the biggest fallouts I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This dude was special.
All right, moving on to some baseball. No, we're not talking about the Blue Jays and how they make me lose sleep now. But we'll talk Mike Trout. We'll recap the Blue Jays, not just the Blue Jays, MLB playoff situation, because it is that time where you have to go weekly now. And you guys probably could tell by my anger why we were reacting like this.
10-0?
Okay. Anyways, to the Rangers is what makes it worse. But Mike Trout, literally after we stopped recording, this is when I saw this. The Angels are open to trading him, and as long as Mike Trout wants to. So that's how they are. If Mike Trout requests a trade, they'll be opening up to listen. Hey, makes sense, especially if you lose Ohtani. Go get what you can get.
If you lose Ohtani, I'm not even asking Trout's permission.
Just trade him.
Just trade him at this point. Right? Like you ruined the man's career.
So there's some Bleacher Report actually had some article. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, early Mike Trout landing spots. There's an obvious number one. No, the Blue Jays are not on this list. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, obviously. Probably the Mets.
So
the Mets will just find a way.
Okay, so it's the Yankees and the Mets are 10-9.
Yeah.
Boston, Houston, Atlanta.
Wow,
imagine there.
Ronald Acuna center field there.
This guy's injury prone.
Right field.
Just keep him DH.
Or right field, yeah.
First base, man. That's what people do all the time.
First base.
Texas,
yeah.
I'm not gonna go over the trades, but yeah. San Francisco.
Wow, that'll be.
San Diego.
Oh my God, how could they afford them?
They got money, bro. Dodgers.
Yeah, obviously.
And number one's kind of obvious, and you'll know why.
What?
Who's his buddy?
Who's his buddy?
You don't know?
No, unless I forgot.
Phillies.
Oh.
Remember he was linked there and Bryce Harper was recruiting him
Yeah,
before he
Bryce
signed the
Harper,
contract?
yeah.
So Phillies make a lot of sense too.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, those are the early favorites. They're saying that he'll get traded. His end is $65 million for Nick Castellanos and a right-hand pitcher Mick Abel. But yeah, I'm down to see him leave, man. Like, I need to see Mike Trout in the playoffs.
He deserves better. He deserves a lot
Before
better.
Ohtani, this guy was he's still a beast.
He's still a beast.
Before Ohtani came onto the scene, this guy had talent of Hall of Fame, greatest of all time.
He's so
But I don't consider him the GOAT because he can't make the playoffs.
Win.
Where it
I don't think it's his fault.
True. But yeah, so that's the update on Mike Trout. And quick soccer again. Whitecaps signed another Canadian.
Who?
Junior Hoylett.
Oh, actually?
Free agent, 33-year-old from Reading last year, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
they lost Cordova after he shot the bed for them and he's gone to Turkey. But yeah. Anyways, UFC. Before we get into, I'm gonna look into the news of the thing I'm gonna mention. But first off, fight nights this weekend. We normally don't ever talk about fight nights because there's nothing really much to talk about except for maybe that we should have mentioned Holloway back then. But actually, let me talk about Holloway quickly. Did you know that Holloway is undefeated
against everyone,
but not
except Volkanovski?
Yeah. So he's 0-3 against Volk, but everyone else he just dominates.
Yeah. So is it
run it back number 4?
Number 4?
I think Volk might be fighting that guy. I forgot his name again, but Volk will probably beat him. But no, Valentina Shevchenko, rematch Grasso.
But it's a fight night. Yeah.
It's on fight night, which is kind of weird, but it's for the title still. And this is big because Shevchenko lost the last fight. One of the few upsets. That's one of the starts of the upsets, right? And it's kind of following a trend here. The first upset we witnessed was Nunez, I think, in the recent time.
Pena versus Nunez, yeah.
Yeah, and Nunez came back and won, right? Their rematch. Then it was Edwards Usman.
But Edwards won.
But Edwards retained still.
Yeah, Edwards retained.
Then it was Pereira Izzy.
And then
Izzy got it back. Now, if you're going to go flip side.
Izzy got it back, yeah.
And does that mean obviously then Strickland happened, I know. But Shevchenko, Grasso, if it's following that kind of wave, Grasso retains.
Yeah, that'll be the next one, I guess.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm actually kind of down. I don't know what time it is, so I got to look at that. But I'm down to see this just to see. It's a storyline here, right? It's not like a Uddain fight.
That's how I was surprised. I was like, fight night? Really?
It's fight night, yeah.
It's going to be like the third fight of a card or something. Like, if you want to have a stacked card. Like, it could be
they
like...
need to sell out fight nights too, right? Hey, the good news is it's not pay-per-view and you go to watch title fight for free.
Yeah, that's true.
On your local TSN, ESPN, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
How many other, like... Is Volk the only one that hasn't, like...
Volk is the only one. Everyone else lost it.
Like, Olivier Makhachev for me wasn't like an upset loss because I was like, that kind of...
Yeah, no, but like Makhachev's a new champ.
Yeah.
For lightweight.
I'm thinking about like upset style.
Upset style?
And then light heavyweight's just changing because everybody's
light
injured.
Heavyweight's changing every time.
Oh, Pantoja and a Moreno. That was an upset.
Pantoja and Moreno?
Yeah. And flyweight.
What a fight, though.
Yeah.
What a fight again. But yeah, I mean, obviously heavyweight, you had Ngannou, then he went to like Cyril Gane as interim champ. Then back to Ngannou. Then Ngannou left. Now it's John Jones.
Would that be an upset? Stipe beating John Jones in your eyes, or no?
I think if Stipe wins, it's upset. I think John Jones is...
Because of how he handled Gane.
It is John Jones. Like the way that John Jones destroyed Cyril Gane and the way that Stipe got destroyed in his last fight against Ngannou, which was a while back.
November, man. Still a while ago, yeah.
It's been a while.
But yeah, prediction, do you think Shevchenko gets it back? You want to give the edge?
I give it to Shevchenko. I'm predicting Shevchenko.
All right, congratulations, Grasso, because I'm going with Shevchenko as well.
What the hell? Why are you calling me?
Okay, so another last bit of UFC news before we get to a lot of NBA news and NHL news. UFC and WWE merger is complete. So this was actually going on for a bit. We just forgot to mention it a few times. Completed their merger on Tuesday morning to create something called the TKO Group Holdings, according to new parent company Endeavor. In 2016, UFC parent company sold its majority stake to Endeavor. 2021, launched an IPO to become a publicly traded company. In 2022, Vince McMahon, the CEO at the time, stepped down because of allegations. 7 months later, Vince returned. I'm just saying the timeline because I'm just trying to learn this on the spot as well. So WWE and Endeavor agreed to a deal on April 3rd of this year, so right before we started recording.
Yeah.
Essentially started the pod. In a deal which WWE could merge with Zuffa to create TKO Group Holdings, a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, under the symbol TKO, obviously technical knockout combat, right? This new company would become a subsidiary of Endeavor, with Endeavor's CEO Ari Emanuel also becoming CEO of TKO Group Holdings. And yeah, so Vince McMahon and Dana White will have similar responsibilities now. McMahon will serve as executive chair of TKO until his death, resignation, or incapacity. Why did I say it? Until his death.
That was like
okay.
That was harsh.
Okay.
Until he like.
According,
but it says resignation as well.
Yeah, but I started off until his death.
Incapacity.
Normally it's the opposite.
Incapacity.
Yeah, incapacity. According to the agreement, With that position, he has the right to select 5 of the 11 directors. Now former UFC president. He's no longer president. Dana White will now serve as a CEO of UFC under TKO. So maybe it's just a title change. He's still technically. And Khan will serve as the president of Nick Khan, by the way, not Tony Khan from WWE.
Nick Khan from WWE.
Will serve as the president of WWE in a role similar to White's former role as UFC president. So, I don't know what that is. Endeavor owns 51% controlling interest in the new company. This is a business side of things. You guys could look into it, but something kind of cool. I don't know how much is going to affect the WWE and UFC.
Yeah, I don't know. I generally don't know what is the reaction? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I do not know.
This completed merger marks the first time the McMahon family has not owned controlling interest in the WWE since it was founded by Vince's father in 1953. The shares are currently $102 per share at TKO. Yeah, so Monday night was like the last Raw with the McMahons and Triple H.
McMahon. It's not even Triple H, yeah.
Yeah, so I
think Triple H might be
in terms of ownership, right?
Yeah.
So like I don't know how this is gonna affect decision making within. Like obviously,
like
clearly Nick Khan's the
and all
guy.
this stuff. Yeah.
Is Triple H have creative control there? What does Dana White does Dana White control the matches still, or is there someone else doing it? Don't know the details fully into that. It's more of a business thing for sure. Because I remember WWE was rumored for Saudi, so I don't know if this is Saudi related.
But yeah, I mean, like, does that mean like you said, like, does Dana still make the matches official? Does Triple H make the storylines?
Yeah, because we'll find out
and hire talent.
We'll find out in Abu Dhabi most likely, at least with the pay-per-view ones, right? And we'll see what happens this weekend with Shevchenko. Because he's no longer president of UFC, but they didn't say who the UFC president is.
Yeah, that's true.
He's still the CEO, right? And they're saying that Nick Khan is the president of WWE stuff, which is similar to that. So, yeah, I don't know how much of it who controls does. Like, literally 51%, so it's a majority, right? So, like, can Dana go to WWE and be like, yo, I want this done?
I don't know.
Can Conor McGregor finally go to the WWE like he kind of wanted to?
Yeah, right?
He's built for it, but yeah. So, we'll see. We'll definitely tune into that a little bit more, do a little bit more research, but...
Yeah, so...
Let's move on. Let's get to the NBA. And...
I think my prediction was right.
So, during the Alex pod, Joven asked him a question... And what was the question?
Did we piss off the USA? Where they kind of form the Avengers of basketball. Led by LeBron James.
Yeah, so LeBron was rumored with the eyes emoji before even that game. Came out, apparently reports where he's reaching out to guys like Steph Curry, KD, apparently called AD.
So I think it was, it was LeBron, Steph.
Yeah, I have the list.
AD.
I have the list.
KD. And then on their own, like normal interests, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and Devin Booker were like self-interest, like or serious interest in playing, without contact with LeBron.
Players reportedly interested in playing for Team USA in 2024. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox as well.
Draymond Green, and Bam Adebayo. No Kawhi Leonard on this list. No Paul George on the list. I could see Paul George eventually coming, but I could see Kawhi Leonard not because it's just Kawhi Leonard and he does Kawhi things. He's such a dream guest to get on because you're kind of intrigued to see what he's gonna say, but at the same time, you don't think he's gonna say it. But someone like us, he won't say shit.
I think we need a scientific experiment of how this guy laughs.
It's not even that. It's just like everybody's dream guest to get Kawhi Leonard on, but then. You want him on with someone he knows to get his real personality out, because for someone like us, he's probably not gonna answer properly, right? So
genuinely, because I think,
as much as I would love to have him on,
I think I remember the Raptors year, everyone's like, this dude's the funniest guy we know. Yeah, and then you're like media, you're like, you look at what's after game 2, game 3,
like it's unintentionally funny.
Yeah,
but the Clippers, the Spurs commercials.
Yeah, the Spurs commercials, yeah. Snowball.
But yeah, no. Team USA. Obviously we asked Alex, and Alex gave his thoughts. Just check out the whole pod, but just a little brief summary of that part was he doesn't think that the USA are like definitive favorites. He still says they're favorites, but he's like, usually if you ask a question, is it the Chiefs or are you gonna take the field for the Super Bowl? Field meaning literally the remaining 31 teams. You usually go with the field, or someone might be that confident, right? Or the 73 and or the Warriors with KD, for example, right? Like literally people pick the Warriors because they're that good over the field. So the same question here is a USA in the field. He said he's gonna go over with the field, and I slightly disagree, but I get his point because you asked about the redeem team, and the difference between the redeem team and this team is the redeem team started the 3-year plan before, right? Like after when the first that whoever watched the doc, the 04 Olympics I believe is when
the bronze medal.
Yeah, they started going, and this one is LeBron's just building the team right now for 1 year because first of all they're calling it the last dance. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard, because last dance doesn't mean Team USA basketball is gonna stop. Like the Bulls stopped when Jordan and Jackson left. Right?
Yeah, the Bulls were finished.
They were finished.
Like
Team USA will still be fine if LeBron retires. It's the last dance for LeBron, sure, or Steph, but I'm sure Jason Tatum and Devin Booker and all these guys with Anthony Edwards will carry the team fine, right? Now they might not be as good for sure because like Alex mentioned, the top players are now more around the world. Shea, Luka, Jokic. Well, Embiid might be US now, which don't do it.
Don't do that.
I swear to God, I'm gonna lose respect for Embiid if he does it because he was rumored for France. I'm fine with France.
Yeah, France is fine.
And Cameroon, just stay with it.
Stay with Cameroon.
But yeah, so he's rumored to come to the
France
US.
Understand, right? They need to kind of replace Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
But they have Wembanyama.
Wembanyama's rumored to play the 4 for the Spurs to start off at least because body type. So it would make sense if he's a 4 there too, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, anyways, different topic for that one. But yeah, like I still disagree with it because he did kind of contradict, I think, slightly when he's like the reason why can't USA beat France in the Olympic final by 5 was because Kevin Durant was doing Kevin Durant things. But if you're not lucky here, you're gonna have Kevin Durant. Okay, if not Kevin Durant, you have Steph Curry. Okay, if not Steph Curry, you have LeBron James. Okay, if not LeBron James, you have Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. If Kawhi decides to show up, you have Kawhi Leonard, right? So on and so forth. You have Anthony Davis on the defensive side as well. So I still think the USA I might pick USA over the field because it's tough because like continuity is big in basketball, but I feel like those guys are so good that like they know the assignment, they'll just get it done. And maybe it won't be like 30-point nights every night, but hey, it might be closer game against Canada or Slovenia or Serbia because we're hoping Giannis, if Greece qualifies, we're hoping Jokic plays, we're hoping Jamal Murray comes, we're hoping Joel Embiid does not,
Switch
be
up.
a snake and join the USA. I think this is much worse than KD joining the Warriors for sure.
You're snaking a country, an entire country.
Exactly.
All right.
But yeah, no, like what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you agree with Alex more so, or do you agree with like the USA are the clear favorites?
If that team is there, it's USA, and I'm scared. Like I'm playing them, right? But my thing is like only issue I'll have with it, and I don't think it might be a big issue, is just managing egos.
Which I don't think will be a problem with this. Like Steph Curry is one of the most unselfish superstars you've ever seen. You saw it with the Warriors.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's the same thing. There's a reason why with the Suns I'm having a little hope that like okay this isn't gonna be the Nets because you have KD and Harden or Kyrie and Harden, right? You never heard anything bad about KD with the Nets.
No, not really.
The only thing is like he didn't say much to stop it, but he did his job. You never heard anything bad about the Warriors until Draymond inserted himself in that situation in the third year. But yeah, now, to Alex's point, after this team, because LeBron's probably done, Steph might be done, then I could see USA in trouble if they don't do a 3-year program.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like, there's no way Josh Hart should be on the floor. No offense to Josh Hart, currently, right? Like, let's quickly brainstorm. Minus like the older guys, who's gonna be on the next USA squad? Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, Paolo.
Does Chet make the team if he's good?
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox could be the starting point guard. Donovan
Darius
Mitchell.
Garland.
But we're naming like guards too, right?
Donovan Mitchell, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Bam
Adebayo.
Jaylen Brown,
yeah.
These are the top of my head, so comment if we're forgetting anyone.
Yeah, we're probably forgetting. I mean, I classify Dame as old.
Yeah, same. But I think like, okay, and Jimmy Butler might be for the other team, by the way.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Then I'm not as scared. But then if you throw the names like Steph, KD, who are still playing at an elite level, LeBron, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, everyone, Kawhi Leonard, if he does magically show up, then I'm like, okay, I have to give USA the edge just because of that. Like we've seen a motivated LeBron.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks.
I don't think Curry's never played.
Yeah, he hasn't. Alex said that, and it was confirmed that he hasn't. He's only on World Cup, which is kind of funny because like, I don't understand why people don't care about the World Cup. That's just me. Because
I don't
in our background of soccer,
like we were obviously soccer first.
Yeah, but like World Cup's the biggest deal, right?
Yeah.
Hockey never had a World Cup, so that's a different story. And we'll not get into it today because they might go back do some stupid shit again, calling it the World Cup, and then you have Team Europe and North America. But like cricket, even though we don't watch it, Cricket World Cup's a big deal.
It is,
right? Rugby World Cup is a big deal, which is happening right now. Again, we don't watch it. I would think the FIBA World Cup is a big deal, personally. I would think so. I understand the value of the Olympics, but yeah. I think going in the future, then USA might be in trouble if they do a 3-year program, but I think for next year's Olympics, we've seen a motivated LeBron. He's probably going to see Dylan Brooks' face again and be like, oh yeah, you said this to me. Boom, boom, boom.
Dylan Brooks.
But listen, Canada all day will beat the US. We will beat the US.
We will beat the US.
But we might have good news. Unlike Canada freaking basketball, soccer, we might have a friendly against the US and other top nations as well.
Yeah,
so which is good there.
But moving on to
new rules.
You're not allowed to rest. That's it.
Okay, I was like, I think they're gonna go somewhere with that, but. Yeah, so NBA expected to enforce. Oh, sorry, this was before.
Just quickly, like you're not allowed to take a breath or rest when you say this.
Okay, ready?
All right, go.
NBA Board of Governors has approved a new policy that a team is unable to rest 2 star players in the same game moving forward. Multiple sources told The Athletic at Stadium a star is defined as someone who has made All-Star or All-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. Okay, now I'll read it slowly. NBA Board of Governors has approved the new policy. A star is defined as someone who has made the All-Star or All-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. So, maybe there's a top player that hasn't because of injury reasons, so they might luck out. And I also saw something about if you're older than 35 / like played a certain amount of minutes, you could also sit out.
But like, yeah, they're just making some rest rules stricter. Putting heavier fines on that as well.
2 stars can't sit out, right? So that means like for your Raptors, if Fred VanVleet was still there, Pascal Siakam
and VanVleet can't sit out together.
One of them can. This is known as the Kawhi rule, the Spurs rule, because Popovich is known for subbing, literally sitting out all his top guys: Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, like certain names you would think that are not that are on here. You're like, huh? How are they on here? Ben Simmons. He was an All-NBA or an All-Star 3 years ago, technically.
Well, we'll just wait 1 more year for that.
I'm just saying in general.
I mean, Ben Simmons has been resting since that time anyways. He's been resting for 3 years.
Jared Allen is now considered a star, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's
Andrew
fun.
Wiggins is considered a star.
It's me fun because, like, it's All-Star and All-NBA, right?
Yes, past 3 years.
Yeah.
Mike Conley making that give me all NBA All-Star team.
I mean, it's not even that. I'm thinking of fan perspective. Anthony Edwards said it best. Some people just save up their life savings just to go to a game, and
love that.
And they're not playing.
Well, here's the thing:
the player you want to see is not playing.
Do you think this is gonna just increase some weird injuries? It's still like, what are you gonna say? No, you're not injured. Like at the end of the day, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
because they started naming, like, obviously you guys are known with the Kawhi, but you didn't set up other guys really. But left knee management is what they would call it instead of rest, right? Like that's what they call it.
So they might just want a legit report.
I think, yeah, right.
Like, does Kawhi have left knee pain or something? Like
this
that?
Does not affect the Raptors at all. Because
I know it affects obviously some teams. I'm just saying
like some of the teams.
And also in-season tournament as well.
Yeah.
So a little bit more games.
Because they obviously want players to play. Like this affects the Timberwolves because Rudy Gobert is considered it. This affects the Lakers. This affects the Clippers. Does not affect the Nuggets.
What?
Jamal Murray hasn't made an All-Star in All-NBA.
Yeah, right.
It's just Jokic.
Does it Jamal? Yeah. Jamal Murray hasn't.
Who else is on that team? No. Aaron Gordon hasn't.
No.
Michael Porter Jr. hasn't.
No, injured.
So yeah, they're good. They can rest both guys.
You rest
I think that's where it's kind of flawed.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to define it somehow, and that's
NBA
on the vote.
champion.
Now this is on the voters for not voting Jamal Murray in, I guess.
Jamal.
Or selecting Jamal Murray in, right? Like this obviously affects them. This affects the Pelicans.
But yeah, I mean, long story short, rest rules have gone stricter, and heavier fines will be applied.
Yeah, I think it's like
So
it progresses higher and higher. So I think
Yeah.
it could go up to more than $1 million
so
for the third offense. for
our next
example.
soccer game, you're not allowed to sub out.
Shut up.
All right, no resting. I play the full game anyway, so it doesn't matter for me.
We might actually have subs this time.
No
that are
subbing.
capable- that are capable. And if you want to win, I better be subbed out. You better know this too. Yeah. So I mean, I like the rule. Let's see how. But I know there's people gonna find loopholes. There's no way.
Yeah,
that
they'll
they
find
won't.
loopholes. Everyone finds loopholes.
Okay, moving on. Giannis. He had an interesting quote. He's a Milwaukee Bucks player. Let me try to find the exact one.
No way, he's a Milwaukee Bucks
I'm a
player?
Milwaukee Buck, but most importantly, I'm a winner. I want to win. Told the 48 Minutes podcast. I have to do whatever it takes for me to win, and if there's a better situation for me to win the Larry O'Brien, I will have to take that better situation.
All right, Giannis. On behalf of the Toronto Raptors, we have the next bright star in Scotty Barnes. We have the mean white machine in Grady Dick, and the new Raptor legend, Marquise Noel. We are gonna win with you on our team.
If it's a trade, Scotty's probably part of the trade.
Don't ruin my moment. Do not ruin my moment, all right?
Are you gonna be that classic Raptor fan, like day 500 of asking?
Day 500 of asking
Until
Giannis.
like then I think he finally signed an
It's not-
extension.
that's like that. Those are for YouTube videos, right? Day 500 of asking Sidemen
Yeah.
to do
No,
a-
literally, there was a
do a
Raptors
football
Instagram
match.
page. I think this is like during your playoff run, mixed in with 2020 a little bit, up until he signed the extension. Was like day 174. Giannis to Toronto. It was literally called Giannis to Toronto.
Giannis to Toronto.
I haven't seen that page since he said the extension. Let's see if it makes a comeback. But no, I'm fine with it. Right?
Yeah, like
listen, he's
Embiid
done-
said it. That's probably the best thing I've heard Embiid say in my life.
Who?
Joel Embiid.
Giannis.
No, but I said Embiid said it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Giannis, obviously, he mentioned it before, and he mentioned it again. And the Bucks, I mean, did kind of lose to an 8 seed.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think this is putting pressure on them for sure. We'll see, right? Like I still think he's gonna stay Buck the whole life. I still think Joel Embiid will request a trade eventually. With Giannis, I don't see it. I could see them getting another guy, and then they'll be fine, right? So, yeah, that I mean, I like it. I love this. Put pressure on the team, right? Because you don't have to be loyal.
Yeah, that's true. But like my case before, we got a big shooting guard in Grady Dick. It's a big player for us. It's a massive player for us. And he will shoot threes. Complements your game very well.
Now, how much do you believe that will actually happen?
No, just let a man dream, alright? Like, I'm trying to let.
Hey,
Like,
I want to keep it realistic.
Yo, shut up, right? Like, you're ruining my fantasies. You're ruining Jets fans' fantasies, right? If they want to believe Andrew Luck is going to come back, let them believe Andrew Luck is going to come back.
I'm trying to give.
I'm still living in that fantasy, even though we still have Anthony Richardson. But like,
Okay, I'm trying to be like real and don't be scarred when it doesn't happen. Just pop the balloon right now. Pop the bubble right now.
let the guy hope, right? Let a man hope.
Hope.
Yeah.
We can hope
But-
for your rest of your life.
Huh?
He's retired.
I'm
60
hoping.
years old.
Hoping for the rest of my life.
60 years old.
Like, I have 2 days to
Giannis
live. And I'm
Jr.
still,
I don't know what your name is, but
I have 2 days to live, and I'm still holding on to the fact that Andrew Luck will return as a Colt.
okay.
And Giannis.
You still think that? You're next level delusional.
Yeah, Giannis Antetokounmpo will sign with the Raptors, even though he's retired and probably jumping in a pool in the.
That's what you call
in
not
Greece.
healthy, and you should see a doctor or
Huh?
or a psychologist.
I'm
or
not
something.
at that point yet.
But okay, let's move on. Something serious because we're gonna go into it. There's one college football related thing I want to relate this to as well. This is in regards and the last 4 episodes I think we talked about it. Mason Greenwood, Anthony, Julio Urias, much more. And first one, let's just stick with the NBA. Kevin Porter Jr. And he apparently. I want to get the exact details because I have the Mel Tucker stuff here as well, which is even crazy. But Kevin Porter Jr. has kind of a history of doing some stupid shit. I know he's had like kind of like mental health stuff with Cleveland, and he had to move on. Did some dumb shit there. I'm always for second chances, but Houston Rockets Kevin Porter Jr. fractured girlfriend's vertebrae in New York City. All right, I'm gonna say he did get arrested, so I'm still gonna say alleged just to be safe because by the law, you're not guilty till you're proven guilty. But yeah, so Houston Rockets guard alleged attack on his girlfriend. A New York City hotel room left a woman with a fractured neck vertebrae and a deep cut above her right eye. Pled not guilty to felony and assault strangulation charges in connection with the incident early Monday at the Millennium Hilton near the U.S. in Manhattan. I want to get her name. She's a WNBA player, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Ashley?
Yeah. The NBA star who had been in police custody since his arrest around 6:45 a.m. on Monday was released after posting bail. This is a serious domestic violence case. Okay, why did these people not share the victim's name? Hold up. But yeah, no, off the bat, like, I think his career's done. It should be done.
Yeah, I mean, like, fractured vertebrae. It's just a big injury.
Okay, her name is... I don't want to butcher it. It's tough to say it. She's a free agent WNBA player. Okay, I'm going to butcher this name, and I completely apologize. Kaiser Gondrezic. Yeah, so... I think someone she knows, I don't know if it's a family member or friend, came out and also threatened him. Makes sense. That's your homegirl in a way. So, back in college, he was suspended at USC for 2 games. Conduct issues in 2020. Porter was involved in a 1-car crash and charged with improper handling of a firearm. So, track record, building.
He has a track record.
Moved out of Cleveland after the Crafts drafted him in the first round. And the reason wasn't talent. Character issues was the reason. In 2021 season, he began yelling and throwing things in the Cavs locker room. Had some stuff going on with the Rockets. And yeah. Okay. Before I get into the Mel Tucker thing too. And it's just been happening a lot in sports. I don't know how legit. Again, alleged. I'm not going to... we're going to cover our asses here. Alleged, same thing with Mason Greenwood, same thing with Anthony. Alleged, Anthony has vehemently come out crying and everything, saying he didn't do shit. So who knows? Listen, we said it last time. To reiterate it again, when shit like this comes up, and this is proof. There's literal proof for this one, like that Mason Greenwood situation. Yeah, you want to take everything said with face value. Yes, there's been cases. For example, Matt Ariza. Yeah. No, not former Bills punter drafted out of San Diego State. You don't want to treat this as a guy who cried wolf. But if for those girls, fuck you. If you guys are that type of girl to get clout off this, you guys are shit because you're ruining it for people like her, right? For Harriet Robson, even though that one again is settled differently. I'm looking at these young guys and listen. I don't have a girlfriend. I've never had a girlfriend. You never had a girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend. But even then, like, we have family that are girls. We have a mom. We have a grandma. Yes, we get annoyed. We don't go out there beating. I've never seen my dad hit my mom. Yeah. Never in my life you would think about or hear things about that. This isn't back in the day. Shit's serious. You're 23 freaking years old. And I don't know what you're going through, and there's no excuse still. There's no excuse.
That doesn't matter, right? Like, it's that crosses a line.
Like, you're ruining your career here, and just because you're an NBA player, you'll get chances because they always do. We saw it with allegedly Deshaun Watson situation, allegedly with the Ray Rice situation back in the day, and all the other assault cases that have happened, and people come back in the league. And it's the reality. We have to face it. people have money to spend to, settlements happen for a reason, right? And sometimes it's too much of a money for a girl not to take it because they need to help their family. Whatever the case may be. I'm not a lawyer. I might be fucking talking out of my mind ass right now. But I'm addressing Kevin Porter Jr. I'm addressing all the other especially young athletes that are coming in. I'm not trying to compare Kevin Porter Jr. to a guy like LeBron James or a guy like Anthony Richardson. And I'm not trying to make this a Colts thing. I genuinely am not. Anthony Richardson, there's reports that have come out where he's stayed back and helped, I think it was a hotel or where they're having dinner or lunch, and helped the waiters and the cleaners clean because he felt they made more of a mess that they should have cleaned up. Anthony Richardson has helped out a fan recently, or like a security guard worker or whatever, made his day by talking. That's what you call a true character. That's the type of man you want to be known for. You don't want to be known for this shit, right? You don't want to be known for sexually assaulting other people, whether you're 20, whether you're 25, whether you're 50-year-old man, Mel Tucker. Okay? This shit, the good thing about this life right now, the world we're in, is now people have the courage to come out and speak. Kyle Beach. That thing happened 2010. Yeah. We have we have courageous people, and it's not easy to come out. For example, the Canada hockey situation, which is still going on for some reason, by the way. Don't know how, but that shit's still going on. I understand it takes time because, again, you have to look. People are going to deny it. So you have to take both sides at face value, whether the girl's lying or she's not, whether the guy's telling the truth or he's not, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. But you have to smarten up in this case. Ja Morant, I'm looking at you, right? Don't be a dumbass. Yeah, you may have not assaulted someone, but you're ruining your career. Never had LeBron James ever in the media outside of his maybe basketball take, or basketball related shit, right? We have a platform, and I know this is a tough thing for us to talk about. I'm getting slightly emotional with this, but it's a serious thing that we like. I feel like an injustice that we have this platform and we're not going to bring this up.
Yeah,
that's why the Mel Tucker thing, I forgot to bring it up last time, and that's on me, right? That's on him that we didn't get to bring this up. But seeing this Kevin Porter Jr. thing, you're not only ruining your life, you're ruining another person's life. She's a WNBA player, free agent, possibly won't get signed now because you did this to her.
Yeah.
Not only just that, you ruined her family. And you know what sucks? You might get another opportunity. Who knows? We think your career should end, right? People are going to be like, oh, he's a kid, he made a mistake. There's certain things that make a mistake. And I understand if you're like, 15 years old and you did something that's not like this severe, then you should be given another chance. If you're caught saying the N-word as like a 10-year-old, I guarantee you many other kids have done that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different story. But when it comes to shit like this, sexually assaulting someone in general, that's not okay, right? You worked your ass off to be here, where many people may have worked their ass off and couldn't get there. Whether you rightfully got it or not, we're going to say you did because you're a first-round pick for a reason. Just because, and even then, you're stupid to realize to get away with this, because I'm so happy that there is courageous people out there to share this story, because it's not like back in the day where an old businessman will treat their wife or woman or to like throws, like laundry, dirty laundry type of thing, because that isn't the life we have anymore. So like you're 23 years old and you're throwing your career out the window. And before we get to the basketball side of things, because there is a basketball topic related story with the Houston Rockets, just any young athlete watching this, look at a guy like LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Anthony Richardson, Tom Brady, for example. Listen to them, and I understand they're big-time athletes. Even the role players, fine. They're big-time athletes. Danny Green.
Yeah, Danny Green.
Seth Curry. I understand he's part of the Curry family, but still, right? Jared Dudley, you know, or even in hockey, if there's people you want to look at, right? It doesn't have to be Tyler Mott, for example. And yeah, like that's all I gotta say with this. It's definitely sucks because I'm gonna get into the Mel Tucker thing for a second. So while I look into that, share what you have to share as well.
It's just like it's decision making, right? And then there's certain decisions you make that are just unacceptable, right? No matter what situation you're in, domestic violence is unacceptable, right? No matter how mental health, whatever you're doing on, there's some things that cross the line that definitely crosses the line. And it's all about decision making, right? Like there's like you said, John Moran case as well, which is, you know, not an assault case, but like it's a young athlete making a poor decision, just ruining what you worked so hard for, right? And like how you mentioned, Kevin Porter Jr. not only is ruining his career, but ruined that woman's career because she is a WNBA free agent. She's looking for a team, right? And she's trying to still play the game that she loves. So that is like ruining someone else's life because you're not figuring out your own shit is unacceptable.
You look at Henry Ruggs. At least that one, it led to something to jump. Even though the justice might not be justified, because you did lose a father and a mother's daughter, a brother, sister in that situation, right? It's crazy. But again, this is all alleged. You know, if an update comes where but clearly there's evidence, I believe. But if there's anything, we'll come back and apologize to you if that's the case. But clearly there is something wrong there. Mel Tucker, Michigan State coach, got suspended on Sunday. And so Michigan State is in shambles right now. I'm trying to find the exact thing. Suspended Michigan head. He obviously denied claims that he sexually harassed Brenda Tracy, a sexual assault awareness speaker. So, someone who got gang raped, by the way, got assaulted, who came to your school to give a talk, got actually assaulted by a football coach. I believe he's football, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, against the football coach.
Football.
The article revealed Tucker had been under investigation by the university, a fact that athletic director Alan Haller later confirmed by a news conference. Brenda Tracy, a rape survivor and prominent activist, someone who's actively speaking about this, accused Tucker of making sexual comments, allegedly, everything, and masturbating while on a phone call with her in April 2022, after the two had developed a professional relationship because of her advocacy work. This happened last year, I believe. Like I said, when I said 50 years old, he's 51 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm going to lead to the Babcock thing, which is not as to the extreme, thankfully. But, yeah, like, we're filled with social media now. Like, this generation is social media filled. Coaches need to know, right? Kyle Beach situation happened in 2010. If that were to happen, like Akeem Aliu situation with that coach who apparently got a job in, I think, the WHL thing, Lethbridge. Or whatever, OHL, I'm not too sure, but I don't care where he got a job at. You know, anything that's, I'm not even talking about just domestic abuse or sexual abuse. I'm talking about racial abuse as well. And, I hope that girl, I forgot her name again. Sorry, I don't mean to forget the name. Kaiser, I think I said it was.
Yeah, it's Kaiser.
I hope she gets well soon, and hopefully this isn't the end of things. And at the end of the day, people might come out and say, "Oh, you're Man United fans, Mason Greenwood, same thing happened." Listen, if Kevin Porter Jr. for whatever reason is not guilty officially, like fully, we might have to have the same take, because it is at the end of the day at the law. I'm glad Mason Greenwood was not a Man United. I'll frankly say it, because just because of the distraction of the club, but the morals and all that. And it sucks if he were to like score a goal for Man United this season. If he were still here, we would be cheering for it. And I'm not gonna be here being a hypocrite, because I'm genuinely admitting to that. Like, but some things are bigger than sports, and we obviously, including myself, have to see this and hold people accountable in that sense. And Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on to the Mike Babcock thing here. Just get
Yeah.
last little.
Last little bit here.
Last little bit. This one isn't as like bad as this, but Mike Babcock obviously is now the Columbus Blues head coach, transitioning to the NHL here, and he was like known for having. I don't know what. Do you remember the Toronto situation with Mitch Marner or something?
It was just like he was like, I think more like it was like harsh behavior type of thing towards his players. I think he had it one with a Detroit player as well, back in the day, so which led to his firing. But I'm not fully aware of the situation either, so like I'm not gonna say too much about it.
Okay, so this situation is weird. So Spit and Chicklin podcast consists of Ryan Whitney, I believe, Biz Nasty, Paul Biz and that. Biz, apparently a player had texted him saying, "Did you see what Babcock's up to again?" And apparently he took a player's phone, Boone Jenner in this case, and was saying, show me your pictures of your phone. And Air puts it on, like Air plays it on the TV or whatever. Got blown out of proportion. So again, this one is a little weird. That okay, I'm gonna try to get the exact thing right. Sorry if anything I said is also totally false, but I'm genuinely just speaking from the heart here about the whole Kevin Porter Jr. situation, because you want to see these guys succeed at the end of the day. But when it comes to Babcock allegations, sorry, I'm just pulling it up right now. So allegedly has been asking various Blue Jackets to see their phones and then airplaying their photos on his office TV. Bez made it sound like, there's a video, you guys could check it on the Spit and Chicklets page, Twitter page, that, he calls Boone Jenner the captain of the team, showed pictures. He's just assuming it's just like, sexual pics and their dick pics or whatever, right? Yeah. Like that's how he said it. But obviously Babcock then refused it. Boone Jenner comes out and says it. Boone Jenner said he asked me about my family and where I'm from, my upcoming wedding, and hockey-related stuff. He then asked if I had pictures of my family, and I was happy to share it with him. So, either Biz is lying, or this is a PR stunt by the Blue Jackets, right? This is more on the funny side, though, compared to, like, obviously we want that, because it is kind of weird that, like, a coach, like, imagine, you're a coach, and, I don't know, I know I was your coach, but another like coach, let's just say, or the assistant coach in the U18 year, is like, hey, can I see pictures of your family? Nothing illegal, nothing wrong with that. You're showing, okay, it's just weird. Like that's all. Apparently that's how he does it. But there's a lot of Babcock haters out there, a lot of scrutiny out there. So either Biz is lying or Babcock has a good PR team around him to get Boone Jenner to say this, because Johnny Gaudreau had a similar situation at the Players Media Tour in Vegas. So that's that. I know I'm like paraphrasing this. So that's what this is. Don't know. We'll see more details because it's a weird situation.
It's a weird situation.
It just blew up.
Yeah.
I think everybody's accusing Babcock, and all of a sudden this comes out. So there's 2 sides or 3 sides to a story.
Yeah,
there's your side, my side, and the truth.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the truth is.
Yeah. So that's the Babcock situation. Moving on, we'll probably finish up with a couple
happy
NHL
notes. Let's get in a good vibe here.
Quin Hughes is the captain of the Vancouver Canucks.
15th captain of Canucks history. Do you agree with Quin Hughes?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, what about PD?
PD just didn't feel like the vibes of PD were like he did it like he's not like vocal. He's more like action, right? He's like he wants a performance to do his talking, and not actually talk. Whereas a captain, you kind of need a captain to talk, and Hughes has shown more of that. And another reason with PD is contract.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? People thought they would have not named a captain this year. Maybe Talkett and the management staff and the coaching staff are like, you know what? Let's get our leadership group figured out. I want to have a captain and get a voice in right away. Obviously, the other choices were Demko, which I doubt would have happened, and JT Miller. JT Miller has his own flaws in terms of leading, but he's still a good leader, in my opinion. He's the rah-rah guy, for sure.
Yeah, he is.
For me, I think he was the right choice. I think PD also kind of hinted maybe he doesn't want to be captain. He's known for saying, I don't want to create a headline. Whereas Hughes has come out and defended Tanner Pearson in public. about the medical staff stuff and the Pride, all the drama with the Pride Day stuff, right? And yeah, so Quin Hughes officially, he's the youngest captain in the NHL currently.
Yeah.
And let's see how he does. And
Yeah, excited to see Canucks season. Never thought I'd say that.
And moving on, another captain in the Canadian market has been named. This one's more okay. So here's my question to you first: should the best player be named captain? And is Quin Hughes the best player in the team in your eyes?
I mean, he's up there with Petey and Demko. So yeah, I mean, whoever could lead, right? I don't think Dustin Brown was the best player on the Kings when they won the cup.
The reason why I'm asking is people
Dustin
think
Brown
that the
played
best
on
player should be captain, but then, which I'm okay with, like I get it.
I mean,
but I don't expect like a fourth liner to be captain either.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's just like, who helps you? Who is the leader, right? Is your best player the leader?
But
On ice, example, yes, but like, can he? You know,
no, because
can he
the
answer the
counter
media?
argument to that is like, okay, why are you telling me what to do while you're not that good at doing it? So you shouldn't be telling me what to do in that case, right? For example, it's like the slowest guy on the team is saying you should skate faster. How are you gonna lead by example by you being one of the slowest guys on the team?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, so like I guess you're saying like not the best player, maybe like the top 3 player.
Like they have to be in a top group. Like it doesn't have to be the best player, because I genuinely think it should have been Hughes, but you know, Petey is kind of the best player on the Canucks.
All right, who's the best player on the Jets then?
I don't even know, but it's Adam Lowry's the captain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's Adam Lowry. I'll say that much.
But yeah, Adam Lowry, Jets captain. Jets fans, if there are any, let us know what you guys think down below. But
I mean, Mark Scheifele
was stripped. No, Blake Wheeler was stripped.
Blake Wheeler's gone.
But he was stripped of it.
Yeah, Mark Scheifele's up there.
Who might get traded?
Connor Hellebuck
might get traded.
What's his name? Morrissey.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think Adam Lowry's their top 3 players.
Yeah. But anyways, okay, so there's that. And last thing, if I'm not forgetting anything, Thomas Tatar
is a Colorado
Avalanche big pickup for them. 1 year, $1 million.
Yeah, nice potential cheap beast.
No Landeskog, but I'm also disappointed in you.
What?
Your boy signed and he never recognized it.
My boy Tyler Mott.
Yeah.
What did he sign again?
Mr. Hall of Fame.
What? Tyler Mott should be a Canuck.
1 year, 7 or 800K only, by the way.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it was Tampa Bay.
Hey, he has a chance to win a cup though.
Yeah, that's true. It'll help cement his Hall of Fame career.
I was just trying to look at news. I saw something about 10 Hag.
Nah, bro. Tyler Mott is absolute GOAT. You know, my GOAT. The Canucks GOAT. We all know that, you know, that was a real downfall why the Canucks are shit.
All right. I think that's pretty much there. We obviously had some fun moments, some serious moments. For the serious moments, once again, I just want to clarify. This is just our opinion. Everything's alleged. We're just sharing what we've been seeing. This is not just strictly to Kevin Porter Jr., but to the whole situation about young guys in sports needing to have better
decision making
and role models around them, for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, I hope we would like to hear you guys' feedback, comments. Comment down here below who your favorite NFL player is. And fun podcast. Make sure you guys, we're challenging you guys. Get us to 200 subscribers by the end of this month.
Yeah.
And other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.